When you walk through a city, have you ever stopped to think that the buildings themselves are telling you a story? That every single brick and window reflects what people cared about at that exact moment in time? Well, today we're diving into the story of Aarhus, Denmark, because its architecture is a perfect example of this.
And there's this quote that just absolutely nails it. It describes Aarhus as a living history book made of brick, stone, glass, and wood. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to read that book together, chapter by chapter, through its incredible buildings.
Okay, so here's the game plan. Our journey is going to take us through 4 major eras. We'll start way back with the Vikings and the Middle Ages to see how it all began. Then we'll jump into the Industrial Age, when Aarhus became a powerhouse of commerce. After that, we'll explore its search for a totally new identity in the 20th century. And finally, we'll see the mind-blowing future it's building right now.
All right, first stop. Our story kicks off with a really dramatic shift. We're talking about going from simple, practical Viking huts built for survival to these massive, soaring stone spires built for something else entirely: faith.
So, way back when, the city wasn't even called Aarhus. It was Aarhus, which basically just means river mouth. And that name tells you everything. Its purpose was pure function. It was a perfect spot for trade, for travel, for defense. It was built with wood and turf. It was all about what worked, not what looked grand. And this is where you really see the change. Just look at the difference here. On one side, you've got the Viking longhouse, all about practicality. On the other, Aarhus Cathedral, built to last forever, made of stone and brick, designed for one reason: to inspire awe. This isn't just about switching building materials. It's a complete flip in what society valued most. This cathedral, it wasn't just a building. It became the new heart of the city. It's the longest church in all of Denmark. And that Gothic style, those incredible pointed arches, the crazy high ceilings, all of it was engineered to make you feel small, to make you look up, and to lift your spirit towards God. It was a massive, undeniable statement about the power of faith. So what's the big takeaway from all this? The move from temporary wood to permanent stone tells you everything. A society that was once all about day-to-day survival was now being reshaped by faith and power. It tells us that a new social order was locking into place, a clear hierarchy with the church right at the very top. Okay, so the church had its moment, but next up, a completely different force starts to reshape the city. This time, the engine of change wasn't faith. It was commerce. It was industry. And this is where Aarhus really starts to look like a modern city. And this transformation just exploded, thanks to a few key things happening all at once. First, factories start popping up everywhere. Then, boom, the railway arrives, connecting the city like never before. The port has to expand just to handle all the goods flowing in and out. And with all that new work, the population just skyrockets. And the one material that built this entire new era? Brick. It was absolutely everywhere. Why? Well, it was cheap, it was strong, and you could make tons of it fast. It was the perfect building block for a new age of factories, warehouses, and homes for all those new workers. And this is a hugely important moment, because for the first time in the city's history, the most common buildings weren't for gods or for kings. They were for everyday people, for the new working and middle classes. The city's landscape was now telling their story. It was no longer just a tale of the elite, it was the story of the masses. So, as we roll into the 20th century, the city's got its industrial muscle. But it starts asking itself a new question. Okay, so who are we now? What does it actually mean to be a Danish city in this modern world? The first answer was kind of a pushback against all that industrial sameness. It's a style called National Romanticism. Basically, architects started looking inward, to Nordic history and local materials to create buildings that felt, uniquely Danish. Just look at Aarhus University. It's designed to blend in with the landscape, not dominate it. A very Nordic idea. But then, the World Wars happened, and after all that chaos, a completely different idea took over: modernism. This was a total reset. The thinking was, the old ways led to disaster, so let's build a new, rational future. So out went all the decoration, and in came pure function. Clean lines, concrete, glass, and steel. Honesty and efficiency were the new goals. And this quote just sums up the whole modernist vibe perfectly. The building is what it is. Its purpose is its beauty. You don't need to add anything extra. This building is exactly what it needs to be, nothing more, nothing less. So yeah, it was efficient, it was honest, But after a while, people started to feel like something was missing. All those clean lines and concrete could feel a little cold. The city needed some warmth, some humanity back. It needed a soul. And that feeling, that need for something more, brings us right up to today, to our final chapter. This is the story of how Aarhus took all of its history and reimagined itself for the 21st century, creating some of the most exciting architecture you will see anywhere in the world. Just look at the Aarhus Art Museum. At its heart, it's a bold, modern cube. But then they put that incredible circular rainbow walkway on the roof. It's brilliant. It's not just a building anymore. It's an experience. It's a symbol of the creativity that now drives this city. And then you have Dock 1. This is not your old, dusty library. It's this huge, light-filled cultural center right on the harbor. The whole design is about bringing people together, making a public living room for the entire city. It's proof that architecture can literally build community. So when you boil it all down, modern architecture in Aarhus is focused on three key things. It's driven by creativity, like we see with Aarhus. It's centered on community, which is the whole point of Dock 1. And it's deeply committed to sustainability, making sure all these new landmarks are built for the long haul.
And that's what's so amazing about Aarhus. It's not a city that tore down its past to make way for the new. It's a city of layers. You can literally walk from a street that was laid out by Vikings, past a medieval cathedral, and right up to a futuristic library.
And that brings us to the final, big idea. Aarhus shows us that great architecture doesn't just exist for today. It acts as a bridge, connecting where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. And it leaves you with a question, right? What stories are our own city's buildings telling us today?